Hi, everybody. I'm on time today. Imagine that. So great. Hope you guys are joining me. If you are, leave me a little like or a comment so I can see you. And when I flip, I may not be able to see you, but I will always check later. Hey, today I'm going to show you this incredible embossing folder and some cool ways. We're actually going to do 4 cards today, 4 cards that involve, each has a different technique you can do with this embossing folder. We love our embossing folders, and this is such a good one. All right, without further ado, let's get started. Let me flip. Down. All right. All right, first off, let me remind you of some upcoming things. I see that that's just a little off. Let me adjust it slightly. Maybe not. We're just going to have that in the screen. Oh, well. Okay, first of all, Kathy already had her Stampin' Stack on November 5th, so that's done. But on November 22nd, that's next Friday, I'm doing a Santa gift shop. What does that mean? That means we're going to be making 5 + 1 little gifts that you can take immediately and use, and they'll come with the gifts and everything, and it's going to be perfect for teachers, coaches, your next door neighbor, your mail person, whoever it is. So Santa's gift shop, if you can join me, let me know. If you can't join me live, you can do a to-go kit. There you go. And then mark your calendars, because on the 17th of January, Kathy's doing a birthday Stampin' Stack. That's always got, I mean, you walk away with a stack of birthday cards ready for the year. Why not, right? And then on the 2nd of February, this is the biggie. It's Stamp Camp. And that's our famous day where we just go all out and have so much fun. And it's just a great evening. So please mark your calendars for those things. Okay. All right. I'm going to put that over here so we don't forget those dates. Let's get on to this. Ooh. Listen, I wanted to get it. I thought about getting it, and then I looked to get it, and it was sold out. So then when it finally came back, I'm like, yes, give me that thing. Give me that thing right now. So I did get it, and it is still available. It is in limited quantities right now, though. So if you're interested in this folder, you got to jump on it. Okay? Here's our 3D embossing folder. Well, let me flip it so I can show you exactly what it's called. It's called Sunflowers, and there's the number if you'd like to order it. And let's see what it does. So you just run a regular piece of, and I'm going to try not to use my machine. I try to do all the embossing ahead of time just because it's hard to have that thing up and about. So just run a regular piece of paper through this 3D embossing folder and use your machine's directions so you know what the sandwich is. And look at that. I mean, look at that texture. So cool. Just rich and wonderful. Okay, so that leads us to our first card. You can use it just like that, and it makes a lovely card. Just add it to a card base. Okay, add your sentiment. And that's it. That's all you really need. But we're going to kick it up a notch, of course. Let's see how. So I'm going to take my embossed thing and look what I've already done. So you can take a Stampin' Spot, and this is actually one I had already, but we do sell them. Stampin' Up sells them. They're like $5 or $10, so they're cheap, and you can use our Stampin' Up. It's one of my favorite inks ever. This is white craft ink, and it is so good. And then I'm just going to do this. I'm going to lightly rub it on top of the embossed surface here. I realized I did not bring myself a little mat. Oh well, we just get messy. And look at that, it just pops out with that white ink right on top of the embossing folder. Just pulls all the details out, and you can go as much or as little as you want. Oh, so cute. So cute. All right, so let's put this card together. I'm going to take that. I'm going to go back to my base, and then I'm going to put a white layer on just to kind of pop those colors. Oh, wait, what's that? Ooh, I punched an image out of it. That's right. Remember to use your punch from the middle, so you can use your paper as a background. And wait, what's that shape? Oh, that's right. It's the shape because this is a sneak peek of what we're doing at the Christmas gift shop. That's one of them, and we'll have treats for that. Won't that be a cute little gift to give somebody? Anywho, but we digress. Okay, so I'm going to take this one here, and I'm going to just go around this with my Monomulti green glue. It's the best. Look at what a nice little skinny line it comes out. And you want to use glue really on embossing folders because of the different textures and raised images and not raised images. It just holds the best. And then I'm just going to line that up. I'm really into this 1/8 of an inch background thing lately. I think it just makes makes it pop. Here we go. All right, let's add some dimensionals, of course. Now here's my new trick with the dimensionals, okay? I showed this in our newsletter. What? You're not on our newsletter? Oh, please just direct message me that, and I'm going to get you a copy of our L&K Stamping Events newsletter that shows tips and tricks and all of our events. Okay, notice what I just did? I just did a little striping pattern down here, and that's just because when I go to take my dimensionals off and I put them on the card back, where are we? When I put them on the card back, I can tell whether or not I've pulled the backing off, because sometimes when you're white on white, you can't see it. I thought that was kind of a silly thing at first when I saw this hint, and then I tried it, and now I'm kind of like, oh yeah, I got to do this all the time now. It just makes life easier. You don't have to just stick your finger on it. I mean, you can just stick your finger on it too. That works. But this is just a fun, easy way to do it. Okay, let's get our dimensionals off. I'm back with my little cauldron. Somebody gave us treats in our cauldron, and they had like charcuterie in there, and it was so cute. And when we were done, we were making cards, and I started using it to get my dimensionals in there, and now I just, yeah, want it. Into the cauldron. Into the depths of the cauldron. Go my dimensional backs. Like I said, I think these probably made it to the moon. Okay, let's put that over here, and we're just going to mount that like that. Oh, nope, I want to turn it, so I want that big sunflower at the top. Okay, and now for the image. So, do you like tying a bow, or do you hate tying a bow? A lot of people hate tying a bow, so I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways today if you don't like tying a bow. Basically, you're just going to take your ribbon, leave a tail, and then just wind it back and forth a few times. You got your tail out one end, so leave the other tail out the other end and give it a clip. And then just literally put it down with good old Scotch tape. Yes, I know. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell Scotch tape, but you've got it. You got some. I'm sure you do. All right, I'm going to put that down. I'm going to get my dimensionals on here. And like I say, now I know where the backs aren't peeled, so I can peel them. Listen, sometimes when I'm creating, these dimensional backs are like absolutely everywhere. So this is a revelation to me. And I'm going to put that right there. Okay, card number 1. Card, oops, there we go. Stick down, guys. Card number 1. Likey? Okay, next card and next technique. So, same embossing folder, okay? This time, you're going to run it through our two-sided, let me show you. This is our 12 by 12 cardstock, and it's now, it comes into, it's 2 different colors. If you look on the back, it's slightly different color, darker and lighter, and you can pick which side you like. And then if you take it and run it through an embossing folder, like that, like so, and then we're going to also realize that it's got a white core. So in the past, all of our cardstock and all of our regular 8 by 12 cardstock does not have a white core, but our 12 by 12, it does. So look what happens. This is just a sanding sponge. You can get that at Dollar Tree, Walmart, wherever. And look at that. Sand it off. Look at that. Comes out. So let's get our card out. I wanted to go bright and colorful. Bright and colorful. So here's this one. Let me finish it up. Just sand it off. It's that easy. Yay. So cool. Yeah, you can get these sanding sponges just about everywhere. This is the kind of you use on your nails, which, by the way, I did not hurt myself at wearing blue because I went to a reception and I was wearing blue. I wanted it to match because, of course, I have to be matchy-matchy. Okay, let's put that together now. Oh, yes. That's good. Put that together. So, again, I'm into this little border thing. I think it just made the white pop. Let's do that. And around. A little swirly. Stick that down. I mean, look at the pretty color. It's just a gorgeous green. I love that. That's Granny Apple Green. And then I'm putting it on one of our in colors from last year, but it's still current. And it's called something that I can't think of right now. It's called, hang on, I will tell you. Hold the phone, as they say. It's called Summer Splash. Put it on Summer Splash. And let's go ahead and mount that down. Nice little S or something squirrely. Mount that. One of the things that can take your card from now to wow is to go monochromatic with a layer. So here's my Summer Splash card stock. And this is just that, that 1/4 inch shorter, right? Which is, of course, 4 by 5 1/4. And now I'm going to dimensional it up. But just that little bit of extra texture. Oh, I already have my things on. See, now I know. They don't. I'm going to pull those. Just that little bit of texture actually makes such a big difference. Just to take the same color layer and add that 1/4 inch panel. And see, now I can tell I don't have to check that one because I see that it's off. And I'm going to put that up here. Excuse my head while I get up in the middle. Nice, huh? Okay, now I don't know about you, but when I figure out the perfect embellishment, I get so happy. So I saw this. I thought this would be so cute on here. And it works perfectly for the kind of cards that I give. And I wanted to show you, this is from the Unbounded Love stamp set. And it is current. And I tell you what, this is such a good one because it has sympathy. It is birthday. It has just for you some sympathy wishes. It's got all kinds of things. I just love it. And just a little hello. Sometimes you just want to say hello or friend. So what a great set. We're going to use Faith, and I'm going to show you another way to keep from tying a bow. I know you. Some people are bow adverse. And I've got my panel ready to glue in there for the inside. Okay, here's how you can do it. Take your ribbon. Let me make sure I know which right side is up, and I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to use a piece of tear and tape. And tear and tape is like gold. It's great stuff. You just give it a tear, and then you tape. You've got to find the edge. All right, so I'm going to pull out a piece of tear and tape, and I'm going to go right on top of my ribbon. Right down the middle. Right down the middle. And see, just give it a tear. And now I'm going to get some scissors here. When I was in college, I worked at a daycare. And I taught art. And so I started labeling all my buckets. Well, I'm embarrassed to tell you, but notice I'm telling you anyway. Hey, Lydia. When I went to label my buckets, and I went to label the bucket of scissors, and I spelled it with Z's. And John came for a visit that summer. He was working in Pittsburgh. And he's like, how many Z's are in scissors? Okay, none. So now I know. How embarrassing. So just give it a rub. Let me pull it off. Really, it's easy if you know how to do it. Haha. Yeah, there we go. See that? Now I have this nice little ribbon here. I'm going to make it a little shorter for our purpose today. I'm going to trim it and trim it. I think about there. It's probably good. And that way I can just stick it right on. Use that tear and tape. And then we'll dimensional this little guy. Okay, that's number 2 way. Oh, nope. Yeah. That's number 2 way that you can add ribbon without tying a bow. Okay, now we're not done yet. In fact, I messed up on the last one because I didn't do this. I'm gonna go back and do it. Gotta use my bling. So I don't know about you. You know you're a crazy person when you find the perfect, these are holograph resin dots, when you find the perfect embellishment to go on your card and it makes you so happy, you know you are a crafter. So let me get my pick tool out, or I call it the push tool, so as you push it, and I'm gonna push, add some embellishments. Let's see, I'm gonna put one here. And usually I go with the rule of 3 or 5. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that embellishment, how perfectly it goes. Put one up here somewhere. Let me go here. There you go. Card number 2. Woohoo! And I'll glue that in later. Card number 2. I got to go back real quick to card number 1 because I almost forgot one of the most important parts. Let's put this off to the side and get these babies. Because look at that. Look at that. Is that perfect? These are antique pearls. And they are just absolutely perfect to go on this card. So let's get that one over. Scoot you out of the way. Thank you, tear and tape. We're all done with you. And we're going to do this. Look at that. When you find the perfect embellishment to go with it, the perfect gems, it's just like, mwah, chef's kiss. I'm going to come down here. Let's see. Let's do another larger one. Maybe down in here. See, it just gives it that little something, something. Okay, card number 1, card number 2, and I've got another one. Don't you worry, there's more to come. I'm going to show you more ways to use your embossing folder. But I'm saving the best for last, so don't go away. Don't go away. Don't stop watching. You're going to want to see this. Okay, so here's our 3rd way. Check it out. And we just did a little fun fold, okay? And this is using vellum. You see how dreamy that looks? So dreamy. Okay, you. Yeah, I know. Get off of there. So dreamy. So here's how we do this one. Okay, we're going to take our cardstock. Now, when you go to vellum, by the way, is back. Vellum went away for a little bit. Vellum is back. It's just a nice, thin, beautiful, creamy, semi-transparent, opaque paper. It's now sold in 12 by 12, but I still had some in my stash. So when you go to do your embossing folder with the vellum, here's a tip. It might crack because vellum's also very fragile. So go ahead and line it right up with a piece of paper, okay? Give it a spritz, and I prefer alcohol, okay? Why alcohol? Because alcohol dries faster than water, but it just spritz it real quick before you run it through, and you won't have cracking. Plus, look at the bonus. Now I've got another embossed piece ready to roll. So here is my vellum. We're going to color this vellum because we want a little color. Okay. I'm going to get out my good old trusty, what are they called? Brushes, yay. And we're going to go ahead and color this. Let's see. put that right here. And I'm just going to color a little bit so you can see how this goes. Let me get out some crushed curry. And I'm going to get out a little bit of pecan pie, my favorite color of brown. Not my favorite color. What's my favorite color? Brown. And then to do it, you just go ahead and make sure that you're on, there's an emboss side and a deboss side. You want the raised edge, okay? And I'm just going to go lightly around, and look at that. Don't press too hard, just go lightly. And this is just a nice soft look. See that? Just a nice soft look. And let me go ahead and do the brown one. And I'm using the mini brush. You don't necessarily have to have all these brushes. Just one per color is really enough. And, you know, I'm always telling you to stamp off first, but I forgot to get a piece of paper. Here's a piece of paper. There we go. And then we're just going to pop that up. Just pop that and raise that up. Isn't that pretty? So it's a very soft look, and you can add as much or as little as you want. Okay, and then I came in with a little early espresso just to hit the highlights there. And then this time I mounted it to the very vanilla. But I'll show you how I did it. So I didn't want it just flat down on top of the cardstock. I wanted it raised up a bit. So I cut, and I cut again, and I'll show you. I cut out using the postage something die set. I don't know the name of it, but postage will get you there. Okay. And made myself a little frame. All right. Don't throw that piece away. You can use that some other day on some other thing. And I've got my little magnetic thing here that I can just throw it down on so I don't lose it. Okay. And then you're going to want to put your glue on the back side here. Okay. Glue it down. And get your vellum down. Okay. And I know I didn't finish coloring that, but I'll go back and do it later. All right. Now, to get that raised look, we're going to use these really cool, another piece that's the exact same size, only I will say I cut it just 1/8 of an inch smaller so it doesn't stick out. We're going to use these. Oh, guess what? I better close that or I'm going to be wearing yellow today. And these wonderful little strips are like dimensional strips. And you can put them right around the edge, just like that. And make sure it's not sticking over. Oh, I guess we don't want a hair in there. And look how easy that is to tear. Did you see that? Let's go here. And just go all the way around. You get the idea. Go all the way around, and then you peel it off, and look at that. It gives it that, you get to see the dimension of the vellum. Okay, see how it looks over here? And then to make the Z fold card, you're just go ahead and score it in half, and then score it at 2 1/4. And then it just folds back nicely like that. And then you attach your panel. You attach your panel right like that. Cool? And there's number 2, stamping on vellum. And notice that I had to find another really cool embellishment. This time it was the low profile dots. Low profile dots. Oh, here we go. It's called perennial postage. Perennial postage. I like that it looks kind of like a stamp. I think that's really cool. Okay, that's card number 2. But I'm saving the best for last, I told you. Let's put these out so far. 1, 2, 3. But I saved the best for last. Okay, girls. Hold on, because this is my favorite. I saw this online. I cannot attribute it to one person because there were many that were doing this technique. But I will link a few of them when I post the cards. Okay. Dun, da, da, da. Check this out. Here's my card. Okay. And let me show you how to do it. So again, run it through the embossing folder, of course, duh, that's what we're doing today. Okay, the emboss side. What is with my hair wants to come along? There's the emboss side, and then there's the deboss side. We are going on to the deboss side. So in other words, the impression is over here, sticking up, and this is the impression going down. And here's where I really should have had a piece of paper. I'm just going to use this one. Put a piece of paper for you so that we don't, okay, make a big mess. Okay, got it? So I'm face down, embossing down. Now, check this out. I'm going to start with my crumb cake. Let's get the crumb cake out. Oh, crumb cake, where are you? There you are. Okay, and I'm literally going to swipe. Okay, this is a wow, I'm telling y'all. Okay, look what I'm doing. Swiping across it. It's called direct to paper whenever you just take your ink pad and run it across your cardstock. Okay. I see I should have gone all the way down and not stopped. I got a little line, but that's okay. I'll put an embellishment on it. Hey, like I said, put a bird on it. Put an embellishment on it. Okay. Got my crumb cake. Now, that in and of itself is gorgeous, right? You can make a card right off of that. But wait, we're not done. Okay, that's that. Now, let's go back on with pecan pie and add a little more depth. So this is mimicking a wood relief, right? So it's going to look like it's been carved in the wood. Look, I'm just going to drag it. This time I'm doing it right. I'm dragging it the whole way down. Drag it the whole way down. Look at that. So pretty. Okay, that in and of itself will make a beautiful card. Like I was saying with this one, let's take this. See, that in and of itself, absolutely gorgeous, right? But wait, we're not done. Okay, now I'm going to color, okay, inside, and I am using something that I had to dig for, okay? I have little daubers that I had to dig for. You can use a dauber. You can use, if you have these little brushes, they'll work, but not quite as good as a dauber. If you don't have a dauber, you can kind of bunch up a sponge, and you can go in with a sponge. Let me show you here. So I'm going to go ahead with, let's use the Darling Duckling this time. And here's how we're going to roll. I'm going to take my dauber, go straight in, and then I'm going to go right on top. Oh, that's got a lot of orange on it. That's okay. Hey, it's a flower. It's pretty. Whatever. And you can put as much or as little color onto your flower as you want. It's just going to pop. Look at that. All right, let me show you here. Look at that. So pretty. Little variation, but that's good, right? That's good. You gotta be careful as to what are the leaves and which are the petals. All right, let's do something a little darker. Let's go into that orange now. Listen, my daubers are so old, they're falling apart. I'm gonna have to invest in a couple more, I think. Let me try it with this. You can watch how that goes. See, that works too. I don't think I'm getting as dark a color, but that's working. That's working. Yay. Let's do it down here. Let's get this one. Yeah. Look at that come out. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, the things that make me happy, right? Color. I love color. I'm a color girl. Love color. And I'm just going to leave that yellow one as the only yellow one. I think I'm just going to do the oranges all around. I could reverse that and make the orange the most prominent one. I actually had some of these in my garden this year, but the frost got them. cross, took them over. Okay, now let's go back and add some color to the centers. You know what I gotta do. Close it up or wear it. Okay, I'm gonna come back in with the pecan pie. Oh man, that's green. I don't know what that is, but we're going pecan pie. And what's so cool about this is even though it's debossed, right? It's up on there. It's still picking up the color. I just love it. Okay, around we go. Get some color on there. Now let's get some green on. Okay. I'm gonna go with mossy metal. And a mossy. Okay. This one was the green one. And let's go in there and get some green on. Look at that. Oh, just pops it. Yes. But wait, we're still not done. Oh, I almost forgot. Let me get some orange over there. Okay. And notice I went over a little bit. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. Don't worry. Okay, did I get everything? Let's see. Let me go back in a little bit of orange here. A little bit of that darling duckling. And then a little bit of that. Where'd the brown go? A little bit of that pumpkin pie. All right, you guys are getting the idea. Except I just have to top it off with this. I'm going to open up my early espresso, and it's okay because I'm going to need it in a minute. Let me just dab those insides with some early espresso. Okay. Now, watch this. Even though it's all colored, we're going back over it. Ready for this, girls? We're going back over it with early espresso. So I'm going to close it up. I'm going to use this side of the pad because I don't have this extra piece here. So I'm going to use this side. I'm going to do one big swipe with the early espresso. Flip it. One big swipe with the early espresso. Right. So cool. So very cool. Yes, I know. I get myself excited. And then again, you're just going to mount it together. Put it together. Look at that. And then I use this new die that is very nice. It's got all kinds of, it's called Traditional Labels. And it's got the one here that I will show you. Because I have it in my bag. Maybe I have it in my bag. See, get myself all discombobulated. But yeah, look at that. Look at that, just pops it, right? Use those Traditional Labels. And then that's actually from the Fancy Borders set, which is last chance right now. And the way I did that is, oh, here it is. This is the die, okay? And then I just laid them on here where I'm gonna stamp it. And then if you can tell, I curved it. Can you see that? Let me hold the paper up. I curved it so that it would match. You take this off, pop that out, and then you're ready to stamp your little curvy message right on here, like that. And of course, the perfect embellishments have to happen. Right? All right, I'm going to clear my area here. And you guys are going to tell me which you like best. 1, 2, or 3. Here's 3. Ugh, clearing my area is always the challenge. Look, y'all, when I'm done with this, it's going to take me another half an hour just to clean up, right? But that's how crafting goes. Okay, here's number 3. Oh, 4, I mean. Here's number 2, or 3. Can I count backwards? 4, 3. Oh, by the way, the embellishments on that one are the Pearls of Beauty. And here's a card envelope to go with it. And I gotta show you this. Oh, don't want to forget that. Here's 2, or 1. Here's 2. Okay, I can count 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I gotta show you what you can do with your envelopes. Yes, 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 you can. Look what you can do with your envelope. You take your envelope, you line it up all the way at the bottom, because this embossing folder goes all the way to the bottom, and you can see there's like a little edge. Line that fold right up to that little edge. Okay, I can see it through because it is clear. Line it up to the edge, run it through, and you end up with a really cool embossed envelope to go with. All right, 1, 2, 3, or 4. What'd you like? What did you like? I hope you like them all. Hope you like them all. Hope you learned something to do with you. If you don't have this embossing folder, you probably have some other embossing folder. That was fun. All right, guys, listen, it's just a little hello with a lot of love. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy. Bye, bye, bye. Love y'all.